Let's talk about how to stop your IP infringers on Amazon and collect their profits. So we've seen this issue time and time again, is Amazon sellers or any sort of online entrepreneur will create a great brand, create a great product. Next thing they know, competitors are stealing their ideas, stealing their product photos, stealing their product ideas, right? And not only are they taking away your revenue and profits, but they're devaluing your intellectual property and diluting your brand. An intellectual property, or such as like a trademark, isn't worth the same if you've got 100 other competitors that are using that brand name or using your trademark, and you're unable to enforce it or unwilling to enforce it. So that's been the issue that Amazon sellers and other online sellers have been facing. As far as examples, what it looks like in the copyright realm, right? Because let's take a step back. When we talk about intellectual property, we're talking about trademarks, copyrights, and patents. So in the copyright realm, we're talking about competitors stealing your product photography, or they may be stealing your designs, such as we've got clients who create beautiful designs for t-shirts, for hoodies, and next thing they know, they've got competitors that are stealing it. It could be your ebooks. If you've spent a lot of time creating an ebook that you're selling with your product or by itself, and now competitors are stealing that and using it for their own benefit, that's also in the copyright infringement realm. Or it could be something like a cookie mold, which our client has created. It's a cookie mold in the shape of a marijuana leaf, and it was so successful that he had a lot of infringers. Okay, in the trademark world, trademark infringement world, we're talking about competitors using your brand name, your logo, your slogan to sort of steal traffic and really reap off of the reputation of your brand, right? So that's what it is. You may see your trademark on their product packaging, their product, or even on their web pages. Their web pages could be on Amazon. It could be on their own website if they're using Shopify or any other sort of system, or the hundreds of other marketplaces that are out there. Okay, or it could be a trade dress, right? And if you've got a trade dress, you'll know what a trade dress is. Or it could be patent infringement. If you've done a great job inventing a new product, next thing you know, it's done so well that now you've got dozens of copycats that are just counterfeiting your product, that are just stealing that idea and creating a very similar product that's infringing on the IP or the patent. Okay, so that's what IP infringement looks like. Past solutions. What have Amazon sellers done in the past? One, you could go ahead and file IP complaints, whether on brand registry or other channels. And that's going to take you on average about what, 30 minutes, 45 minutes to file the complaint, to find them, to file the complaint, to sometimes communicate with them. And while that seems pretty easy and kind of dry, it's not very effective, because now you've created this whack-a-mole game where you may get rid of one ace and now you've got 2 or 3 other aces popping up, whether it's the same seller or maybe they're using another legal entity or another seller account to list these. The other option has been file a lawsuit, right? On average, for filing a lawsuit, you're looking at spending around north of $100,000. I would say it's closer to $250,000 to $500,000 to enforce your intellectual property. And that's going to take up a lot of money, but it's also taking up a lot of time. On average, you're looking at spending 120 hours to find the right lawyer, find the right law firm, to prepare all the documents for the law firm to look at, and just your involvement in dealing with the attorneys and providing them with information, you're looking at spending about 120 hours. All right. And really, it's gonna take a few years. You're looking at the next 1 to 5 years in litigation. And I promise you that's never fun. The last option has just been to give up. Just say, you know what, there's nothing else I can do. They've won. I give up. Right. And I assume if you're on this call, you're not one of those that have given up, but I promise you, there are a lot of other souls that have given up because of these issues. All right, so what have we done? What we've created now, and it's not like it's our own idea, right? But what we're really good at here at ESCO is coming up with creative solutions and then bringing that to the marketplace, bringing that to Amazon sellers and online sellers. We've done it before with the dynamic brand chamber when brand registry wasn't really that well known. We've done it with synthetic arbitration and still continue to do it with synthetic arbitration. And now we've got IPX, or what I'm currently calling IPX, and obviously we'll be trademarking that. You should always do as you preach. So what does IPX do? It's going to allow you to permanently stop your infringers. It's going to cost you 0 legal fees unless we win and collect, right? It's going to allow you to collect profits and revenue from your infringers. And as far as involvement, on average, you're looking at spending less than 8 hours. And the time frame where a lawsuit may take 1 to 5 years, you're looking at 3 to 9 months here. Okay. And just want to talk about the 0 legal fees. So there's no legal fees that you would pay out of pocket. The way we would get that is on whatever we're able to collect, right? And there's a huge distinction between winning a lawsuit and getting a judgment and being able to collect. And here's what I mean by that. We can sue someone and win a judgment for, let's say, $1 billion. But if that entity, that person, or that company is unable to pay it because they just don't have it, how are you going to collect? There's not much you can do unless you want to sit on that on that judgment and wait until they win the next lottery, right? So here, what we're looking at doing is we'll win, but we also collect, right? And there's a way we're able to secure that, which I'll talk in just a second. So this is IPX. This is what we're introducing now to the Amazon sellers, to the Amazon community. And let me just go over the 4 steps. So first thing is identifying infringers on online marketplaces. And we're not just looking at Amazon, right? Most of our clients, 99% of our clients are Amazon sellers, but we're also looking at different marketplaces. We also want to see if you have any infringers on Walmart, on Alibaba, on AliExpress, DHgate, on Wish, on Etsy, on eBay, on all of them, right? Next thing we'll do is file the lawsuit. So we sue them and we freeze their assets. We freeze their assets by getting a temporary restraining order followed by a preliminary injunction. I'm not going to bore you with the details, right? But we're able to freeze their assets that they have at Amazon, their payouts, right, that they have at Amazon. Amazon payouts that pays out every 2 weeks or so, and the other marketplaces are very similar. We're able to get a judgment from a court, from a judge, give it to these marketplaces and say, you need to freeze this. From there, what we do is the infringers will either come to the table and negotiate some sort of settlement, or they're not going to show up and we would win by default. Those are the options, okay? So what happens is we've stopped infringers and now they've agreed not to sell again, and we're going to take a portion of their fees for the infringement. So that's how you get paid. That's how the infringers would be paying you. Some of our clients have sort of described this as using your intellectual property as an additional revenue stream or creating an additional revenue stream. Okay, but that's an overall idea, overall outline of the process. Now, what does a typical case look like? Here, we're looking for widespread infringement. We're not looking for clients that have 1 or 2 infringers, right? We're looking at a couple dozen. Ideally, we're looking at 100+ infringers on all marketplaces, right? So you may have 10 on Amazon, 10 on Walmart, and 80 on eBay, right? But we're looking for ideally 100+ infringers. On average, you're looking at collecting $250K, right, per case. So per infringement case, we're looking at $250,000. And that's where we would get our legal fees. Remember earlier I said you're not going to pay anything upfront as far as legal fees unless we win and collect. So that's what we're looking at. We would take a portion of that $250K. So it's nothing out of your pocket. It's whatever we're able to collect, we'll go ahead and share it with you, or you'll go ahead and share it with us, I should say. On average, you're looking at recovering 700 plus, so over $700,000 in a 3-year timeline from lost sales. We don't get a penny of that. That all comes down to you, but that's one of the benefits. And what we count that, or how we calculate that, is if you've got just 100 infringers and each one is selling about a $25 product, selling about 10 units a month, not a day, but a month. And over a 3-year period, you're looking at 700 plus. Okay. And then as far as our law firm goes, I mean, you guys could do your homework, but you'll see 120 plus 5-star reviews on Google. So I've been in the Amazon space for 10 years, as I mentioned earlier. And one of the reasons we've been successful is we completely understand the Amazon seller's DNA, right? And that's why we've been able to make sure that our clients are taken care of. So this is what a typical case would look like. Again, if you've got 1 or 2 infringers, this isn't for you. We're not going to even consider the case. All right. We're looking for widespread infringement. As far as how to contact us, if you do have infringers and you've got widespread infringement, then go ahead and reach out. Doesn't matter that you've already got a trademark or copyright or any sort of IP registered, right? Because there are common law rights, and if we need to, we could discuss stepping in and registering your IP for you. But if this sort of describes you, then go ahead and schedule a call with us, request a case evaluation, and we can take a look at the details. You could even scan the QR code there with your phone, or send us an email, visit the website. We've got a landing page for that, or just call us to schedule a call, and then we'll start collecting information and see if it's a good fit. All right. Any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, super excited to get this started in 2023. I think it could do a lot of good and help out Amazon sellers here in the US. All right. Thank you.